Booyaka! It is on. What's up, people? How you doing? This is the Wrestling Talk, Midnight Chat Attack Wrestling Talk. That's what the TMCA stands for. Anthony could not make it tonight, so I'm here with my buddy Coco, aka Trey Cooper.
Going on, everybody?
How you doing? He's miserable because he just watched WWE Roadblock, and that's going to be the main subject matter for tonight's show. And we got our buddy over here, Ganja Guru.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is my first time doing a wrestling podcast, so I hope I don't disappoint.
So before we even start, Ganja, why don't you tell people like your experiences with wrestling?
I was a huge wrestling fan from the age of 5 all the way up to 14. Then drugs got into my life, and then I realized there are more fun things. But slowly but surely, like, I have appreciation for like the Attitude Era because that's kind of when I grew up. The Rock was my favorite wrestler growing up.
Yeah.
And I got to see a lot of famous matches live, especially because growing up near South Florida, you got all the Miami centers right there. So they would come down all the time.
I don't know if it was you or Trey, but weren't you guys see the Rock versus Triple H in steel cage match?
That was me. I actually got to see the cage match.
Yeah, man. And then most of the fans who know this or who know wrestling, whatever, that was when the Rock was finally a good guy, and he was going against a corporation or whatever. And Triple H, which he had China on his side or whatever, and
that big gigantic bitch.
Yeah, I gotta say though, with China on his side, he was such a great heel back then, man.
Oh hell yeah, man! I was so pissed though, man, because like I was 5 years old. This is my first wrestling show I'm gonna see live, and I'm Rock's in the first cage match. I get to see the cage come down live. You know, I got that whole nostalgia as a kid, just to watch him get beaten and bloody down. Like I imagine the Romans had the same feeling when they watched their favorite gladiator die.
And it's funny that we're discussing this in the sense of like, yeah, Triple H was a good heel back then because right now in real life, Coco or Trey, I'm gonna call you Trey because that's what I usually call you off the air. But yeah. Trey, he's probably a real life heel for you right now. You probably hate that motherfucker.
Yeah, I respect what he does for NXT, but right now, fuck that guy, man. That guy pisses me off no end right now in terms of his character. You know, real life, cool. Triple H is all right. He's my man. But character-wise, fuck Triple H.
I have a feeling I'm not going to blame you because I read some results and everything, and I have been watching every single show leading up to right now. And yeah, man, it's some crazy shit. So I'm going to get started on this. If anyone wants to join us, let us know in the comment section on YouTube, and I'll try to keep looking on there and see if I can bring some people in. But aside from that, let's move on for the first match that I want to talk about. This shit right here. Big E, our New Day versus the League of Nations. Now, Trey, in your opinion, how good was this match and how necessary was it?
The match, okay, this whole Big E versus League of Nations thing, for one, it's kind of like who do you root for, you know, because they're both heels. Yeah. Obviously, Canada cheered for the New Day. You can see that Xavier Woods' hand in the video, if you guys are watching the video. He has the Booty-O cereal. That's basically how they started off the match. They advertised their new shirt that comes with the Booty-O cereal box. And that was great. You know, New Day always knows how to start off the show. And they did. They did a good job. The League of Nations came out, and the match was average at best. It was not as bad as a lot of the matches of the night. You know, it did a good job of showing off what the competitors can do. But the only highlight of that match was literally the finish.
Finish?
Yeah, the finish was the best part of the match, actually. Nothing about that match was actually good unless, you know, you're excited by Xavier Woods playing the trombone and advertising booty moves.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was gonna ask Ganja, like, did you see like how hyperactive that fucking guy on the outside is, Xavier Woods?
I know I dropped out of wrestling around 2004, 2005, but why is he wearing a unicorn hat?
It's weird, and I don't even know how to explain this shit. Like, I kind of want, try to explain it, but I want to put that that pressure on you. I mean, what the fuck is
And they're selling they're selling a cereal called Bamios while wearing costumes that looks like something a Coke dealer would wear in the 80s.
I don't know if you said Bamios, but actually it's called Bootios.
Yeah, Bootios.
Yeah, it's called Bootios.
It's called Bootios.
That's what's so crazy about this.
I wonder what kind of prize comes inside that.
And it literally says at the bottom left corner, cereal not included, because it has a shirt inside.
Wait, cereal not included?
Yeah, the cereal is not included.
That's the prize inside, no cereal.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it on the people who are watching on doubletoasted.com's chat. I'm gonna post the link on the chat room where you can actually purchase that shirt. But yeah, it's an hilarious shirt.
Yeah, man. But I'm watching this match. The thing is, and let me go ahead and turn this over here. They have good team, and there he goes with the trombone. I actually really love when he does this shit.
The fucking trombone?
Yeah, he plays it. He plays people's theme songs and shit too.
Yeah, he'll troll and play like the Final Fantasy winning theme and everything.
Was Vince McMahon fucking ecstasy when he approved this?
That's what's so crazy. So I'm watching this right now, and like the way this big black dude, Big E, the way he dances, he's so macho and badass looking, and he does that kind of stuff. You know, it's weird, man. But they're a great fucking team, man. Like, I don't know if you guys ever pay attention to this back in the day, especially you, Ganja, but like, for me, I used to really like when the tag teams would really, really work together and treat it like a real match. Like, they tag really fast.
I love the Hardy Boys as a tag team.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Right.
Yeah, but like sometimes, like some of the not so flashy teams, like the Legacy. And Trey, do you like the Legacy at all? Cody Rhodes and
yeah, I love Legacy. Legacy was great.
Yeah, and they had like this kind of like professionalism to them, where like when they do the matches, they do the moves, they treated it like a real match, like a like they tag at the right time. The announcers are like, "Oh, that was a good idea." Like, like
they actually work together rather than just two mismatches trying to go off one another that don't really wrestle together.
Absolutely, and it didn't have too much flashy shit. It wasn't like a lot of moonsaults and jumping around. It was like professional. And these guys kind of had
the Spear Squad wasn't a good tag team.
I fucking hated the Spear Squad, dude.
Yeah, Spear Squad was bad.
I hated them. I'm actually surprised you watched the wrestling back in 2006, man.
No, I started falling out around 2004, 2006.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
that was a good time. Good time.
Yeah, I remember going back in 2006 and watching a couple of things and seeing the Spear Squad and a shitty version of DX, and I was like, dude, this is the reason why I fucking left. Like, it's terrible.
So you mean we're still cool in our 40s DMX?
Yeah. It was terrible, man, and that's why I really didn't like about that era. But like this era, I'm telling you, like this team, I know they're fucking weird and everything, but like him, Big E, like this last week on WWE Raw, they had a match against Chris Jericho and AJ Styles. Do you know who AJ Styles is, Ganja? Yeah. And he's fucking amazing, man. Like he's been doing stuff for quite a while in the Indies, and to see him like do so much good shit with Chris Jericho, it's pretty cool to see, man. And they're a really good team, and they lost. It was like I don't know how long that match was on Monday, man. Do you know, Trey?
I think it was 15 minutes. I think like 15 seconds, because I remember correctly.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like too long, but for a Raw tag team match, that's long. Like they actually gave a shit about that match. That was like actually one of my favorite tag team matches like this year, last year, man. Like that was really good.
Yeah, it was a great match.
Yeah, and with me bringing that up, I actually want to show you guys something really quick because tonight, and I mean anyone who saw the show, Chris Jericho turned heel and backstabbed AJ Styles, not AJ Lee. Boy, do I miss that girl, man. She was fine as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ganja knows her, but yeah, man, she was incredible. Yeah, you might want to look her up, man, and give yourself a little bit of a treat. But yeah, he turned heel, and it was like, oh shit, Chris Jericho's doing some cool shit, you know what I mean? And then tonight they do this shit. Yeah, Chris Jericho versus Jack fucking Swagger, man.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh
And
no,
this,
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about AJ Lee.
oh. Yeah. Yeah, she is well, by the way, man. She's incredible.
CM Punk's
CM Punk's with her, so fuck
I'll
CM
beat my
Punk.
dick like it owes me money tonight.
Yeah, man. But yeah, like this match over here, man, the Jack Swagger versus Chris Jericho thing. Was there like a promo or something, Trey, that led to this, or was this just a squash match?
Dude, okay, after this match, right? Let me tell you something. When New Day came out in the very beginning of everything, the crowd got all hype, they got all excited. Yeah, New Day. When Chris Jericho came out, they cheered from him, and he cut this very long promo. I think the promo went on for about 5 minutes, and he talked bad about Canada, talking about, oh no, don't cheer for me now. The past few months, you guys were cheering for AJ Styles, and he just talked about how slow Canada is to things, and they started chanting for Bret Hart. He was like, oh, he's never coming back. And then they started chanting for CM Punk, which, by the way, that was the beginning of the CM Punk chants that was heard throughout the whole night. And
Oh, so it's one of those shows that were so shitty they just said, "Fuck it, let's piss him off really bad." CM Punk, CM Punk.
and then he started mocking Jack Swagger. Like, he tried to incorporate Jack Swagger in the match. Like, yeah, but you all were happy too when Jack Swagger beat me for the World Heavyweight Championship and da. And then he started mocking the We the People thing. And then they had the match. And God, that match was so not important. That match was so important.
Like, we see the way Chris Jericho's selling right here, and it's like, you're gonna win, motherfucker. Like, really?
Yeah, that match was bad. Like, I just did. That was probably my second least enjoyable match of the night. It had no reason to happen. It was just there just to be there,
Yeah, it seems like it. And actually, I just realized too, before I even forget too, like this match over here with Big E and New Day versus League of Nations, we just completely, and it's funny because this actually ties in fairly well, we completely forgot about even talking about League of Nations. So how useless are they at this point? I mean, I heard Wade Barrett's leaving soon. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. It's still not confirmed. He said that he's going to finish his duties at WWE on Twitter. It's still not confirmed if he really is or not. But they've been making fun of it. The New Day have been making fun of it on Twitter. So I don't know if it's kayfabe or a shoot. But the League of Nations has been pretty pointless since Sheamus lost the title. Like, they really don't exist for a reason anymore.
It's funny, man. Like, they did that for one. They did that right after Survivor Series, which, you're going to make a team after Survivor Series. That's fucking hilarious. Especially leading into the Royal Rumble, because most teams break up around the Royal Rumble. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, speaking of that, too, I know I keep going back and forth out of the topic over here, but Ganja, do you know about the Royal Rumble? Did you like those kind of matches?
Yeah, I love Royal Rumbles. That's actually one of my favorite pay-per-views to go over to my friend's house and watch. Because, especially back then, you didn't know, like, a lot of these things were set. So it was cool to have your favorite wrestler come in and, like, try to, like, pray to God that he stays in there.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I was a big fan of Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I fucking love the Royal Rumble. I love all the gimmick matches, and it seems like tonight they didn't have any gimmick matches at the fucking I forgot the name, Roadblock.
I want to ask you guys, do they still do bra and panty matches, or is that gone?
Oh, that's been gone since, because it's a PG era.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, you like those?
Fuck yeah, I did. I was
Come on, man.
I was a horny 12-year-old. Of course I liked fucking bra and panties matches. Man, get out of here.
What was the best bra and panties match you've ever seen?
I think it was Trish Stratus, and I forget the other diva.
That's because they're all forgettable.
Except Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus to the bra and panties matches is like Undertaker to the casket matches.
Tori Wilson guys, unsubscribe, man.
I was
the best.
I wasn't a fan of Tori Wilson. I was a fan of more of Stacy Keibler and Lita.
Oh, okay. So me and you would have been rivals in school.
Yeah.
Because I was Team Tori.
Oh, yeah.
Stacy Keibler was fucking amazing, man. Same with well, actually, this is way later. I don't know why I'm bringing it up back then, but like nowadays, Paige is like my number one. Like, I fucking love Paige and AJ Lee. those two are amazing to me. And like even Ganja, when we looked at the picture there, he's like, whoa, like hell yeah, dude, whoa, like a motherfucker. But yeah, anyways, back to wrestling. But League of Nations, man, like that's the thing. In this whole match, I've noticed there's like a lot of tag team matches tonight, and there's no gimmick matches, and that kind of brings me to the boredom of what you call it. This match is actually already forgettable. Natalia and God, who is that again? Charlotte, yeah, man. She's a women's champion. And she, like, that's the biggest thing too, is that he just built Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks to face her at WrestleMania. So when you're doing this kind of match, I don't understand, because Natalia has not been to any contenders matches. She hasn't been doing anything. Like, why is she even involved?
You want to know why?
Why?
Because she was in Canada. This pay-per-view was in Canada. That's why. They always do these kind of things. Where they get the hometown hero for them, even though, let's face it, Natalia hasn't been a hometown hero in Canada in a long time. And basically Charlotte. And I will say this, another reason why they did it is because a long time ago, I forgot which NXT pay-per-view it was, but it was after Paige left to the main roster, and the NXT Divas title got forfeited to who won a Diva tournament. Charlotte and Natalia did an amazing match. Yeah, that match was off the charts. Probably one of the best matches of women matches of 2015.
Which makes sense too, because Natalia, even though I'm talking shit about her right now, I mean that's all the writer's fault that she's not a big deal, but she's a great wrestler, man.
Oh yeah, but this match, no, like my friend who watched it, he said that match was actually pretty legit. And I'll give him that. The finish of the match, the submission type stuff they did during this match was fantastic. But overall, man, like the match getting to those kind of stuff they did, it was pretty lame. It had its high moments, but overall, it was not a great match.
Yeah. I don't know, that's the problem with some of these freaking matches too. Is like they're great wrestlers, but it doesn't really come off well in front of a live audience, especially on a pay-per-view. Especially when it's not even a big deal. Like two super popular characters doing a fucking like.
Hold on, Nick. I don't mean to interrupt, but you telling me people paid for this sport?
Oh yeah.
I understand your anger, Trey.
No, because if you notice,
I've been pretty calm on here so far. Let's put that out there.
Because if you look at Ganja's face, like, granted, he can understand when something's a big deal, but if you look at his face right now, this is the face of everyone who purchased this fucking thing on pay-per-view. That's why you should get WWE Network, so you can watch shit like this for free. I mean, it's terrible because some of these matches are so filler. I mean, they basically just shouldn't have ever happened in general. Like,
my problem is like some of those grappling moves look like they were going to go into softcore porn with lesbians for a second there.
No, like the whole like the leg lock shit too. Like, it doesn't even look like it hurts. It looks like they're just rubbing.
Yeah, I was like, that looks like something I'd be into.
Like, let me tell you about Charlotte and Natalia. They're the best grapplers in the business. Like, in terms of women's wrestling, I give them that, But their chemistry was just not there in that match. That match I saw last year at the NXT pay-per-view for the NXT Divas Championship, it was not there here. It was not there. It just was.
What she does right here, though, this is badass. Ooh!
And I was like, it had its high moments like that, But the overall match getting there, it felt like a spot fest, even though there was really not that many spots.
So Vince still has a problem hiring only blondes, huh?
Well, she is Ric Flair's daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, true.
Nepotism, WWE property.
Yeah, and actually, I guess it's kind of a spoiler when you see the bottom of the screen there. But yeah, like, so that happened. Fucking, Charlotte obviously won, guys. I mean, if you guys were kind of like, oh, I wonder who's gonna win, it's like, damn, dude, you need to watch more wrestling. Especially leading to WrestleMania, which that's actually a match I actually am kind of, excited to see. Because Becky Lynch is a great wrestler. I don't like her character, but she's a great wrestler. And Sasha Banks is, like, just on fire, man. Like, I don't know. Are you a fan of Sasha Banks at all, Trey?
Oh, yeah. Actually, me and my friends were just having a conversation about the 4 horsewomen of NXT. And in order, it actually goes Sasha, Bailey, Becky, Charlotte. Charlotte's my least favorite member of four horsewomen of NXT. But Sasha, she's number one. And Bailey, because those two can destroy. They can make anybody look in a match. That's something I noticed about Sasha since she's been in the main roster. And of course, Bailey's still killing it in NXT as the NXT Divas champion. So, yeah.
Yeah, Sasha Banks was up there for me for a while. I don't like what she's doing now, but I think it's because of the writers. It kind of make everything kind of shitty.
Yeah,
But
Divas.
say what?
Y'all setting my Google on fire.
I know you're looking all that shit up in incognito, by the way.
No, I want to make sure my history remembers this. These cookies are delicate. They need to be saved.
But yeah, on top of all that crap, man, another issue that I'm having is this shit right here. Sami Zayn, dude. This guy is so boring to me. I know people love him. I know he's super popular. But I mean, do you get the idea that this guy's like, or what's up?
I said so is herpes, but you know.
But like, yeah, Trey, do you get the idea like this guy just is a little like overhyped from the fans? Do you think, you know?
Sammy, I'm always scared when a star from NXT gets moved up to the main roster. Always. And Sami Zayn's no exception. Right now, what the main roster's doing with Sami Zayn, which granted it's only been a week or two now, I don't think I think the direction is gonna be him being a generic person, which is not the case. On Wednesday, just this past Wednesday on NXT, he just had it wasn't 2 out of 3 falls. I was on 2 out of 3 falls or Iron Man match. I'm trying to remember. I can't believe I'm forgetting. I just watched that match. But him and Samoa Joe just oh man, they destroyed. Like God, they blew the house up in that match. Like it caught me off guard how beautiful that match was. Because I didn't think Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe would really be that good of a fit. But when he lost, I kind of figured, oh man, main roster, he's not going after Finn Balor, so that only means, and here we are. So far, things just seem a bit generic with Sami Zayn, and I don't like that. I don't think I'm going to enjoy him on the main roster at all.
Yeah, I don't think he likes it either. Because here's the thing, too. That picture, it was actually pretty good timing with that shit.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will say about Sami Zayn, though, man, is I've noticed, like, when he came on, there's a lot of, like, and the fans were just like, yeah, whatever. And I know people blame this. I know it's like a cliche in itself to say John Cena buries this guy, buries that guy, whatever. But they debuted him in a United States Championship match against John Cena, and John Cena whooped his ass. And I think after that, it was kind of like, okay, you know your place now, dude. Like, you're not fucking a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And on top of it, they sent him right back to NXT. Like, wow, that's a real hot move. Like, go back to NXT, and then, like, when you fucking start wrestling, people are like, yeah, you just lost on the main roster. That's why you're still here,
Well, even then, he got injured around that time as well because of, I think it was because of Kevin Owens, I want to say.
Was it a shoot, or was it a...
It was shoot. It was for real.
Okay, because I was actually wondering about that. Like, why did they give that guy 2 months off when he's in this hot-ass fucking feud with Kevin Owens?
Yeah, he just came back. I think the only reason why he's in the main roster right now is because of so many stars getting injured. They needed somebody for the main event of WrestleMania. Well, not main event, but being the match of WrestleMania against Kevin Owens. And who better than Sami Zayn? They had a destructive match, the 2 matches they have in the NXT Championship. And Sami Zayn's going to be double booking as well. So
I'm actually kind of worried for Kevin Owens, too, because after that match with Dean Ambrose and then all that crazy shit was going through, I think that he's going to be pigeonholed as a fucking, like hardcore match, show stealer guy where he never gets a championship, but, like, he's a big deal. Putting him in the middle of the card and shit.
Right. Yeah, I was always worried about that too for Kevin Owens because I didn't think his transition from the Indies to now was really going to work out for him. But so far, it seems like it is.
Was he even on the show tonight? Was he doing any matches?
Kevin Owens?
Yeah.
No.
He wasn't?
No.
Mother motherfucker, dude. That's really disheartening when you have. It's bad when you have these motherfuckers on the show and not Kevin Owens.
Are those shit
Oh, come
for
on,
heels on their ass?
dude, come on, man. That was the best match of the night.
I didn't see this match. Like, that's the thing. And anyone who's watching this, I'm sorry, but I was doing a show. I couldn't watch this live. And this looks great. This actually, I mean, obviously, this is a highlight from WWE.com or WWE YouTube page. But, you know, come on. Who are these guys? Like, I know who they are, but, like, they're not on TV, okay? They're on the WWE Network. No one knows this. Can you see that shit?
Yeah, I did see that shit. Did you just throw him like a cannonball?
That's their thing. Like the small guy, his name's Enzo. The big guy, his name's Big Cass. And yeah, most of the time, Big Cass is just throwing around Enzo against the people. And I guess a little backstory: the tag team, the Revival, is Scott Dawson, and I always forget the other guy's name. Sorry, I forgot the other guy's name just now. But that Enzo and Cass have been trying to get the NXT Championship though for the longest time. They're a decorated tag team in NXT, and this was another chance for them to do it.
Damn.
Oh, shit. I hope he was wearing a cup.
Hey, dude. I hope he was running up to the other guy's fucking face.
Dude, that was right in the dick.
Say what?
That was like right in the dick. That dude gave him a BJ. There's no way.
Yeah, dude. But that's the thing that bothers me about this kind of shit is Kevin Owens wasn't even on the show, and obviously, you know, I'm a Kevin Owens fan. That's why it's kind of like hitting me a little harder than the fact that, like, you know, obviously everyone doesn't give a shit about Kevin Owens. But man, like, he was on fire, dude. Like, he had all the fans like just like, dude, I can't wait to see what he's gonna do next. You know, he beat John Cena right away and everything, and now he's not even on a fucking like build-up show. You know what I mean? A filler show. So
yeah, apparently a lot of people was there was a house show in New Jersey as well. So I think he was doing a house show in New Jersey at the same time Roadblock was going on.
Okay, that makes sense, and I guess in a way. Still though, come on, man. Like, who the fuck are these guys? And really, when you think about it,
come on. You know, in these wrestling shows, I'm always a big opponent of NXT, and this match right here with Enzo and Cass was the Revival. It reminded me once again that NXT is here to change things, man. Like the only complaint I did have about the match, and this is just me because I've watched NXT, you know, the finish of the match felt a bit familiar to the last match they had for the titles, which I believe was at NXT London. But overall, like, the tag team chemistry between all four guys was amazing. It was fluid.
Hell yeah!
This was match of the night.
Well, this is clip of the night when we're doing this shit. Like, that was like, fucking amazing. I love that.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great move, man.
Like, right here too. Like, it's standing Bronco Buster.
One of the main things I'm always worried about with NXT guys is that do they get a reaction? Like, for instance, when Adam Rose, I didn't care, but he didn't get no reaction. Yeah. I was glad Paige got a reaction. I was glad Bray Wyatt got a reaction. The fact Enzo and Cass went to this show, which is supposed to be a Robot to WrestleMania show, even though most likely they're not going to be at WrestleMania, and the crowd knew them, and they did everything they normally do with them, that made me happy. So it was good that the crowd.
Trey, I don't mean to interrupt, man, but you keep mentioning NXT. What is that for someone who's, you know, stepped out of wrestling for a while?
Oh, okay. Well, NXT is a developmental brand of WWE. It's where a lot of stars that get signed, they go to first before they hit the main roster. But lately, it's actually become its own brand, kind of, because a lot of like indie stars like Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura, which I don't know if you know who he is. He's
I know
a Japanese indie star. They rather go to NXT than the main roster because they see NXT is where the real wrestling that people said they've been missing is going on there. So yeah, that's what NXT pretty much is. It's supposed to be the tone that crap, but NXT's become so well known that a lot of people rather go there more than the main roster, which is Raw and SmackDown.
And the one thing I will say, man, NXT has some fucking amazing wrestling. Like, that's actually my go-to show. I watch Raw obviously a lot because that's where all the big shit happens. You know, I mean, the Undertaker, the fucking Stone Cold guest appearances, etc. But yeah, dude, fucking NXT is where it's at when you want to watch some actual real wrestling to get you like pumped. Like, oh fuck, dude, look at that move. Like Jim Ross should totally be doing fucking commentary for NXT still. He
Yeah,
was doing it in the beginning, but yeah.
So for somebody like me who hasn't watched wrestling in a while, it's a good way to dip my toes back into it.
yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
All right.
Because you're gonna see the best shit, and then honestly, it's not so big and like. I mean, let's just be honest, man. Like sometimes the fakeness of WWE kind of gets like slapped in our face a little bit.
Well, dude, like I kind of prepared for the show like by accident because of you, Anthony, and Trey doing the podcast. I kind of got back into wrestling a little bit, but like you talk about crazy, man. I saw a clip where fucking Vince McMahon challenges God to a match.
Yeah.
Like, Jumping the Shark has nothing on Vince McMahon. That motherfucker nukes the ocean.
Yeah, man. Like, it's shit like that that just makes me like, you know, I love wrestling. I love the fakeness. I love all the characterness or caricatureness. But Vince McMahon challenging God to a fucking tag team match, fuck that shit.
Hey, Shawn Michaels and God's one, so.
And the apocalypse was saved off for another 300 years.
Like, you guys got to keep in mind too. Like they have like a kayfabe that they have to take. Kayfabe basically means like the fake aura of like this is real. So imagine like if you were a kid that didn't know wrestling was fucking fake, or whatever, and you're in line, your dad's getting you tickets to go see the show, and on the match card it's like Batista versus Randy Orton. Oh man, it's gonna be a good bout. Shawn Michaels and God versus Vince McMahon. So is that a wrestler named God or is it God? It's just.
I would have loved to see that live when the little light comes down. He makes God do a boogie into the stage. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, and like, you know, I mean, it's funny for people on TV, like for people that are watching on YouTube, whatever, like Ganja. But imagine paying for that like $800 front row ticket.
Oh, I'd be pissed like a motherfucker.
Yeah, and the worst part is like you knew that was gonna happen and you still paid it. That's fucking Stockholm syndrome.
Hell yeah, it is.
That's
He's
where you
still
say no.
not
Fuck.
We're gonna get to that later too. That Stockholm syndrome shit. We're gonna get there later.
Oh yeah, it's coming up soon because this is what kind of pisses me off. This is what bothers the fuck out of me. Here you go. Brock Lesnar is supposed to fight Bray Wyatt, right?
Oh my god!
Yeah. Why the fuck is he fighting Luke Harper?
Okay, let me tell you how it started. This is where my rage is gonna build up. Okay, so Wyatt comes out, the normal entrance, right? And then, you know, comes out, and he's cutting a promo. When do you ever see Bray Wyatt cutting a promo with his entrance music? You never see it. You never. And he's doing this whole speech like, we've seen Brock Lesnar conquer people. He's conquered John Cena. He's conquered The Rock. And he's even conquered the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. But the Beast can be defeated. And he cannot defeat me. And my brother Luke Harper, is going to prove that. He can't beat me as we beat him tonight. Brock Lesnar comes out, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Brock Lesnar. You know, do my little swagger dance. You know. Paul Heyman cuts a promo. Okay, all right, Paul Heyman, good promo, whatever. You know, Paul Heyman's king of promos. Tell me the fuck why Bray Wyatt gets out the ring and sends Luke Harper to do the goddamn match.
That's what doesn't make sense to me. He just did a promo that he can beat Brock Lesnar. He just did that promo right now.
And the thing that pissed me off the most, this match ends quicker than any jobber match I've seen. Fuck this match, man. Fuck WWE for this match. Why would you do something like have Brock versus Bray Wyatt, a match that should have happened a long time ago, and then put Luke Harper in front of him.
Trey, so basically he was like, yo, I'm the baddest motherfucker. I could take his ass, but I'm gonna let my homie take this first.
That's how it felt. Like, and of course the crowd got happy. Man, fuck you guys. Canada was eating up this shit.
See,
That's
like,
the thing that pissed me off the most.
As you're watching,
the crowd was eating up this shit.
As you're watching this right now, this is what bothers me. Is like they're pushing Brock Lesnar so hard as a babyface or as someone you're supposed to feel sympathy for. Am I echoing, by the way?
No, you got it.
Okay, cool. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna lower myself just a little bit. I'll do it to all of us, actually.
So hold on, because when I was watching wrestling, that was when Brock Lesnar appeared, and he was a lot more bigger than he is now. So are they trying to make him into a good guy?
No.
That's the thing, man. It's weird because after the UFC thing, I think what they were trying to do is like, I mean, obviously when he came out from UFC, he's like, okay, he's a big badass in town, you know, like he's a real fucking fighter, whoop everybody's ass. But then it became a thing where it was kind of like the Wyatts are chasing him, they're beating his ass. Undertaker turned heel on him for like one night, which was weird. Like Undertaker had to low blow him to beat him, and that's cool. But like when he's getting his ass kicked more often than not, and we're supposed to care about this character who apparently is unbeatable, but yeah, he's constantly beaten.
Right.
Like Trey, we talked about this on another episode of Wrestling Wednesdays or whatever we do, and the Wyatts threw him out at the Royal Rumble, and he just walked through, didn't do nothing to him.
Right. Like he's like, even though they interrupted my match in the Royal Rumble, I'm just gonna leave. Like, who does that shit?
Yeah, like, dude, like back in the day, and Ganja, you remember this shit, like Stone Cold in the Royal Rumble. If you threw Stone Cold Steve Austin out of the ring, he comes in with a fucking chair and takes everybody out before he leaves.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, even The Rock or even Kane.
I remember when non-famous wrestlers would try to fuck up other people and grab their legs and shit and hold them before they get called out of the arena.
Yeah, like you used to feel scared because some wrestlers had like a group or a gang with them. So like during the match, you know they would get involved and fucking do everything they can to help his buddy out or whatever. You know what I mean?
Dude, I remember the one Royal Rumble where The Rock was getting his ass beat by Triple H, and everybody from the roster came out to help The Rock.
Yeah. And I've seen that a few times, man. Like, you know, fucking even with the Straight Edge Society or the Nexus or Core or whatever. And that was just a few years ago, like in 2011 or whatever. But when a guy has a gang or whatever, and they fight somebody and throw him out, that guy doesn't just walk away and say, "Oh yeah, you beat my ass, so I'm walk home, my tail between my legs." They fight. You know, there's a gimmick. And with Brock Lesnar, the biggest badass there is, he gets beat, the crowd goes, "Oh," and he walks backstage.
So you make it sound like he left the stage kicking a can, like, "Oh, I lost."
Yeah, like his head was sucked down. He was just like,
his head went down. He was like, man.
They were playing the Sad Hulk theme when he was walking out.
Yeah, and it's like you can't dump a guy like that so unceremoniously. You know, I mean, it's just weird. And like now, like they're building to this match with Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose, and we're one step away, Trey, from getting into the Dean Ambrose talk because holy shit, I'm starting to actually get mad just thinking about what might have happened.
And as someone who doesn't watch wrestling, I'm terrified of being in between these two.
But the thing is like Brock Lesnar though, he's scheduled to fight Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania, and if you see what we just showed you right here, with Brock Lesnar fighting this fucking dude who's dressed up like a goddamn garbage trash redneck, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Dude, that dude should be hunting Sasquatch, not fighting Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, fucking Doug Dynasty looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
But the thing is like they're building up this thing with him and Bray Wyatt because Bray Wyatt didn't fight him. He's like, "Yo, be my bitch and fight Brock Lesnar," and nothing happened here. So it's like, why did this even happen? This is a waste of my time.
Well, I want to point out one positive before you guys start, ripping the WWE another asshole. They really improved on their women to men ratio that I'm looking at the audience here.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I could actually point out a lot of women in there, man. I'm going to give the WWE some props, and I'll continue to tear their ass.
Yeah, well, Ganja, I will tell you this, like, if you ever do start watching NXT, their women's division is on point. Like, in terms of wrestling, and I guess looks and beauty, because I know you care about this stuff. But in terms of wrestling ability...
Because I like Lita mostly because she was a good wrestler, and she was a little bit hot.
Right. 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 Yeah.
And now like they're
You're
all
loving it.
at least kind of hot, but they're fucking awesome wrestlers. Like all of them. Like they're better than the guys sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, because that's the thing about like UFC and MMA and boxing. I love watching girls fight because they don't give a fuck. They don't do that hugging shit. Like, oh, I'm so tired of punching. Like they fucking fight until the bitch's face is all like bloodied and bruised. And with wrestling, it wasn't like that for a while. Like, I mean, you like those bra and panties matches, but like, that's it. You know? Oh, my skirt, no.
Hey, I didn't say that. That should have been a staple of the WWE. I enjoyed it. All right.
But like, that's the thing though that I had an issue with back in the day, and you know, like nowadays, the women wrestlers are fucking amazing, and they put on great matches. But then you watch.
Yeah, back in the day, dude, like we dealt with mostly models becoming wrestlers.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. But now you do this shit, and these fucking dudes, they're not even like trying. Like this is a highlight video, guys. I'm showing you. This is straight out of WWE's YouTube. And
This
like
was
the best thing,
highlight.
yeah, I'm gonna rewind this. Like, oh, actually, I'm gonna rewind this a little more. God damn it, there's more shit I gotta talk shit about. So, for one, this is a highlight. They're just holding each other. He does a crossface that you know he's gonna get out of. Then this move. How is that an instant replay worthy fucking move? He does that 100 times every show.
This match was bullshit, guys.
I'm telling you.
Like it made no goddamn sense. I just hate how the people hyped up Bray Wyatt versus Brock, knowing people have been wanting a complete piece for the feud, and they just do this shit together.
Oh, but it gets worse. Look at this shit. So they're wrestling. They're doing all this shit. You know, and you said it was a short match, right?
Right.
He does his German suplex. Cool job. He does this 100 times a fucking match. But, like, that's it. Like, he hasn't had, like, I mean, I know this is a highlight, but he gets up, he's tired, he's, you know, whatever, oh, fuck, whatever. That's what I hate. He's selling too much. Like, we're supposed to feel sympathy for the guy. He's a bad guy. He's a badass. But yet, they're treating him like he's an underdog against a fucking jobber, you know? Like, Luke Harper, he's just Bray Wyatt's bitch. I mean, he, like, what does he do? So.
Oh, not the bitch. Bray Wyatt left him during the match after he lost. Like, he ran away from Brock Lesnar.
The name of the video that I got this from, too, says Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper 2-on-1 handicap match with Brock Lesnar. So, like, is Bray Wyatt his manager right now, or was he trying to get in there?
This was no handicap match. This was none. Bray Wyatt didn't lift a finger in this match. I can't believe they advertised that as that. No, it was not a handicap match. This match was a bullshit match. This was.
Oh, man. Yeah, so that happened. And let me just guess. Brock Lesnar won, right?
Yep.
Yep. I had a feeling.
I could have told you that. I haven't watched wrestling in 4 years.
Yeah, so that's the one thing I'll say. You know, right away, I didn't watch the show. I already knew who won, and it was just, it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. But here's the issue that I'm going to get into right now. And this is your moment, Trey. I'm sorry to do this to you, brother. I am sorry. I apologize. Triple H versus Dean fucking Ambrose.
What?
So, take it from the top, brother.
What the fuck, man? Okay. Even from the beginning, the match started off wrong. Like, the crowd wasn't into it. Of course, they did what they did during the night. Even during the Sami Zayn match, because I didn't get to talk about what they did. They talked about the CM Punk. They chanted it. They chanted CM Punk again as they were chanting. I think they were chanting Bret Hart, I think. And then after they got done chanting Bret Hart, they were like, CM Punk against Triple H. You know, I guess trying to piss Triple H off. And their interaction at the beginning was so boring. Like, they just kept punching and running away. And, oh, man. Dean Ambrose he made so many mistakes that pissed me off in this match. The biggest mistake being...
Look at this. This is boring right here.
Right? The biggest
we
mistake...
know this is fake. We know punching's fake in wrestling. Why?
The biggest mistake of the match was when he finally got the dirty deeds off in the match, and the referee counted to 3, right?
Uh-huh.
And you think Dean Ambrose won. You think, yeah, it's over. Yeah, Dean Ambrose somehow got the title. Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose WWE title match. Yay. No. You don't want to know what happened? The
What?
referee saw his foot under the ropes.
Like in a heel way, like, ooh, it's there, but not really there, or was it like?
No. Triple H's feet wasn't under the ropes, by the way. Not Triple H's. Dean Ambrose's legs was under the ropes.
Oh, okay.
But guess what happens afterwards?
He's arguing with the ref like a fucking heel, and then Triple H low blows him or some bullshit right in front of the referee.
No, Triple H does a schoolboy pin, but he puts his legs on top of the rope to try to get the win. Tell me what's wrong with that picture. And the referee literally did the count.
Right after, okay, you know what? I'm gonna play devil's advocate because here's the thing I'm noticing. Because the referee was it that gray-haired dude, the one who they're all gray-haired.
He was like a young referee, black hair or whatever.
Because I was gonna say it could be a thing where the referee's a heel, and then this is gonna lead to a fatal four-way at WrestleMania.
Man,
if that's the case.
I doubt that shit. Because that's what my friend said. My friend thought, oh, okay, fatal four-way match maybe, you know? No, because guess what happens after the match? Not after the match. After that.
Oh, what?
Ambrose, of course, did his whole crazy Dean Ambrose thing, right?
Yeah.
And after that, you know, he's beating Triple H on top of the table or whatever, right? And he does his normal Dean Ambrose, I'm going to elbow you on the table thing.
Yeah.
Triple H moves out the way. Referee almost counts to 10. Dean Ambrose got into the ring, ran right into the pedigree, and it was over.
Well, then why the big deal with like he's getting up from a 10 account? Like, oh my God, he's getting back up. He has one more wind in him. In the pedigree, that's so anticlimactic.
Dude, oh man, there was so much. The two biggest things of that match that pissed me off is what I just said. I didn't like how they hyped this match up like Dean Ambrose had a chance. Matter of fact, no, they hyped this whole pay-per-view up like these people had a chance.
Well, no, I kind of thought he had a chance because that's the thing is like they hyped it up so much. I was like, dude, yeah, you know, Dean Ambrose is going to get the title, and then him and Roman Reigns are like, no, it's mine, and then they're going to have like some kind of like baby girl fucking little fight, and then it's going to turn into like a triple threat match or something.
But no. This is WWE's way of saying, fuck you guys, we're still going to do Roman vs. Triple H, whether you're mad about it or not. This is what this match literally said to me as I was watching it. There he was saying, man, fuck you. Like, and then Dean Ambrose hope spot. Oh yeah, he got 3 count. Oh no, his foot was under the ropes. Fuck you guys. Like, I could literally see Vince McMahon just sticking a finger at us at this very moment because of the shit that happened in this match. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking about putting this match together to make us even think that they had a chance. Literally, why did this pay-per-view even happen? that like every champion in this fucking pay-per-view retained. Nobody lost their title. Everybody retained.
It was the epitome of one of those filler shows where it's like, it's just like, how do you have a show that's gonna shape the fucking form of WrestleMania? This is gonna change how everything's gonna be, and yet nothing changes. It's like people paid money to be at that show. You know, like. You know what? Actually, I guess the big highlight of this entire thing was probably, Enzo and Big Cass versus the Rebirth or Revival, whatever the fuck.
Revival. That's what it was. But even then, even with them, even though the match was good, it was match of the night. They still retained. They said this pay-per-view was supposed to be the Roadblock to WrestleMania. Roadblock my ass, man.
Roadblock to my fucking I'm buying the goddamn
This was no goddamn Roadblock. This was as filler as a house show. Literally, they could just have not shown any of this shit because it was bad. It was bad. This match was bad. It was horrible. I could not. Those 2 finishes pissed me off the most. There's no payoff. That's the worst thing about this pay-per-view that pisses me off. This pay-per-view was literally us just watching filler. Like, whoever paid for this pay-per-view to see it live, or paid the WWE Network, or paid the pay-per-view companies to watch this pay-per-view, I feel bad for them. Because literally, this pay-per-view is bullshit.
Yeah, man. That's the
So,
thing too.
Trey,
People they need to. Oh,
oh
what's
no,
up,
I was
bud?
gonna ask. I was gonna ask Trey, what would you give the rating on double toaster standards?
Some old bullshit. And I'm
Ooh.
glad I did not pay for this shit.
Yeah.
So not only say he's bullshit, he says torrent the motherfucker.
Yes, torrent. Do not waste your money. Save your $9.99. You can use that on some chips. You can use that on some Wendy's. You know, the
You can
New
buy a
Japan
pack of
Pro
cigarettes.
Wrestling Network that has better wrestling matches. Because literally, fuck this pay per view.
Up its fucking
Trey's like,
ass.
there's a backyard wrestling match. Spend the $10 there. Fuck.
Yeah, get on YouTube Red and watch reality or wrestling or Booker T. Like do something other than watch this goddamn pay per view. Literally, fuck this pay per view. Ugh.
Wow. I'm sold. That's fucking awesome. I don't know, man. Like I like seeing like these shows. I like seeing the matches or whatever, and I'm glad that I mean, as I'm seeing it, except for the main event, which is fucking amazing, and also aside from the Brock Lesnar fight, all these matches do seem kind of good. I will say that the little NXT call up to the fucking roster is good, and Jack Swagger is a good wrestler. I'm glad that he got a rub with Chris Jericho, but at the same time, that fucking meant nothing. I just did this ruin you as far as like what you're excited for WrestleMania? Like, does this take you down a notch, or I mean, do you even give a shit about WrestleMania?
I wasn't even excited for WrestleMania to begin with. I'm not gonna lie, but this just brought me down. Like this ruined anything I hopeful for WrestleMania because literally this pay per view did not need to happen. Like this was a big waste of time. I could have been in the chat and been that chat attack with you guys earlier in the show. Didn't watch this goddamn pay per view, but no, I decided to watch the pay per view because we do a wrestling podcast, and I wish I didn't watch it. I wish I just watched highlights. This was a waste of time.
Hey, Ganja, are you sold? You want to watch some wrestling?
I guess not in this era.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when they start doing good shit, you'll be the first to know. And they do good things every now and then. Like that last Raw, I was super into. I had a great time.
I thought you meant good shit like the Divas show on E.
You know what? That show's not too bad either. Total Divas. I actually watched that show.
I just pulled it out my ass. Don't start crucifying me.
No, that's a good show. That's a good show. I mean, if you like to see Kim Kardashian style fucking bullshit, then yeah, watch it. But I don't like that kind of stuff, and my mom watches like a lot of reality TV, so I watched it, and it's okay. So recommend that. Actually, tonight, people, whoever's watching this, don't watch Roadblock. Okay, go catch up on Total Divas and see what drama's going on, and get to see all the nip slips that Nikki Bella has.
That's bad when an E show is better than a pay per view.
Man, dude, I only watched season 1 of Total Divas when I had a WWE Network before I unsubscribed because they already need that shit. But yeah, the whole season 1 of Total Divas is better than this pay per view. God damn, man, this pay per view, man, this was pointless, straight up pointless. Yeah, I feel bad for whoever wasted their time with this shit. Hell, I feel bad for me. I'm the one that wasted time with this pay per view.
That's the thing, yeah. Like, I feel bad for everyone. I'm like, wait, I watched the shit. God damn it.
Yeah, I feel bad for me. Like, literally, okay. Normally, we watch pay-per-views at my friend's house, right? And normally we leave and we talk about it, right? Yeah. We watched it at my house, so I couldn't leave. And I felt horrible. Like, I had to stay here and wallow in anger. Did I watch this shit? I had nobody to rant with, no car driving and rant for like 30 minutes before I get home about this pay-per-view. No, I had to wallow in my own pity. Like, man, by myself, nobody to anger with. Nobody. I couldn't leave nowhere. Like I could walk down the street and yell, but then I'd be probably sent to jail or shot because I'm black in the street yelling about a wrestling pay-per-view.
This is what Trey wants to do to WWE Network. Motherfucker.
I would pay to watch that more than this, to watch you go, oh, fucking Vince McMahon, this motherfucker. Walking down the street pissed.
That really reminds me of Trey. That's what he wants to do. Oh, it sucks, man. But, I'm going to end this off on a high note, people.
Fuck him and bastard.
Say what?
I said, fuck him and his bastard children.
I know children. Oh man, but no, I do like to end this off on a high note, and we haven't done this in a while. I'm surprised I fucking remembered. But yo, recommended matches. Do you guys have any from the past of wrestling that you like to recommend?
Man, I'm so mad at this pay-per-view. I gotta look something up. I'm so pissed.
I got one. Me and Nick were reminiscing about it. The Mick Foley versus The Rock in the backstage fight.
Oh, dude, I want to do that with you at the fucking DT anniversary.
Dude,
party,
I do too.
I want to record it.
That was one of my favorite things because of dialogue, man. Like the way The Rock was talking shit to Mankind the whole time.
Oh, look, Mr. Sacco, we're going to the oven. That fake ass oven sound, like the steak was on it.
I know. And Mankind's like, no! Like he touches it on the outside. Ow, ow, ow. That was great,
The
man.
Rock just to know 2 seconds ago.
The popcorn, yeah, dude, there's so many gags in there that was just so great. And I'm surprised that they actually did that in an empty arena, you know.
I know.
But that was some good shit, man. That's a good recommendation, dude. I gotta tell you.
He eats the popcorn, salty, and kicks Mankind in the face.
How about you, Trey? You got any recommendations, man?
I'm cheating in terms of matches because literally I'm too mad to even think. But the whole DDP Randy Savage feud from WCW, any matches from that feud was amazing.
Randy Savage being
I
WCW?
can't pinpoint one. Like, I'm really trying. Trying to go through my anger and really think of what
but you know what, though? Randy Savage did some really good ones. Like, I remember WCW Uncensored. I think it was 1997, 1999 Uncensored. He had a match, I think, with Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan in a steel cage. And I don't like any of their wrestling skills. I mean, I love Macho Man's mic work. You know, I don't like Hulk Hogan at all. And Ric Flair's wrestling works okay. But, like, them three together in a steel cage with the NWO fighting outside and everything, that was fucking awesome.
Right.
So, Macho Man, yeah, he is the shit.
Yeah, he is. And, last Saturday, actually, I watched a bunch of his clips when he was on Arsenio Hall. And even on shows where, like he was advertising his wrestling stuff, but he even had charisma even being on that show. I'm like, man, that just goes to show you Macho Man Randy Savage is amazing. In terms, even in his album, Be a Man. Like, I listened to that last Saturday, too.
Yeah, man, I really, really enjoy Randy Savage's work, man. He's fucking awesome. He's phenomenal.
Yeah. If I really have to choose one between DDP and Randy Savage, though, Halloween Havoc 1997. If I really have to choose one.
Wait, Halloween Havoc at what year?
1997.
Okay, yeah. But God, man, there's so much WCW stuff that I never even watched. Like, that's actually a good recommendation because I do want to watch that. I haven't seen the whole fight or the whole match. There's a lot of Hollywood Havoc stuff I haven't seen because I know Diamond Dallas Page and Goldberg had a match once. It was a big deal, and the fucking broadcast turned off. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, was that the same show?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah. See, so like, there's a lot of shit. Like, I never watched the show because I just gets a bad rep. But there's a lot of matches on there, so I think I might watch it on the network tonight if it fucking doesn't freeze on me and everything. For me, I kind of want to piggyback off of Ganja's thing. I know it's a little repetitive, but The Rock and Mankind, but not in the halftime show, whatever that he's referring to. It was at the Royal Rumble. Now, this match is actually in the end of Beyond the Mat. Have you guys seen Beyond the Mat?
I haven't. I've been meaning to check the movie out. I haven't.
Yeah, it was fucked up, man. Mankind's family was in the front row, and The Rock hit him. I swear to God, it was 28 times, literally, 28 times in the face with a steel chair. And there was like, was there a chair strapped on his fucking head or something? But like, I don't know what happened. But his head was just like, there was a huge hole in it. And like, and Beyond the Mat, they actually showed the guys working on his skull and everything, or whatever the fuck. So, very bloody match, very brutal, and just a good match in general, man. It was an I Quit match, Royal Rumble, 1999.
Okay. So they don't do blood no more?
Oh no, not at all.
They do every once in a while, like 2 weeks ago where Triple H attacked.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah, I was surprised by that.
They used the blood pack. That's besides the point.
Oh, they don't actually cut their foreheads anymore?
No.
That
era's dead.
Oh.
But yeah, man. So anyways, guys, that's it. That's our recommendations. One more recommendation I have, and I know Trey doesn't want to answer this, but I do feel like last week's New Day versus AJ and Y2J together, that was better than anything on this fucking show, and I haven't watched tonight's show yet. But I'm telling you.
Yeah, if I have to do a nowadays match to recommend, which I know, Ganji, you don't have to do that because I know you don't really watch the product. So we normally do past and nowadays, like now. But if I have to choose one nowadays, it's AJ Styles versus Jay Lethal at Ring of Honor Final Battle. It was one of the last matches AJ Styles had before he came to WWE. Jay Lethal is the Ring of Honor champion. AJ Styles just got betrayed by the Bullet Club around that time, and he was trying to still prove he had it in him to be Ring of Honor champion. And yeah, that's the story, and it was a great match.
Yeah, well, so definitely check those out, man.
I don't have a match from the modern era, but I do have a moment I fell in love with. CM Punk sitting at the edge of the stage just talking shit.
That was a very great promo, man. I actually thought that was a shoot, full-on shoot. But apparently it wasn't. Apparently he knew, like everyone knew that he was going to do that, I guess. But, man, was that convincing as fuck.
I still think it was a shoot. Anybody that says it was expected, I don't believe. I still think it was a shoot.
Well, when you listen to the Art of Wrestling podcast with Cole Cabana and CM Punk goes off 4 hours just saying how much he hates WWE and hates Vince and hates Triple H and fuck this and fuck that, like, listen to that and you'll probably be like, yeah, you know what, that pipe bomb on the ramp, that shit was that was real. That was full on fucking real. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, thank you all for watching tonight, man. If you guys want to watch WWE Roadblock to see what happened, WWE Network, just check that shit out. It's actually on YouTube. Just watch it on there.
Don't forget uTorrent.
Pirate Bay.
Don't forget uTorrent.
Gas torrents.
Yeah, but anyways, thank you very much, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace and stay toast.
Toasty.